Welcome back to Tina Romance Library, where powerful alphas fall hard, and the women they underestimate change everything. Every story here is complete, immersive, and emotion-driven. No cliffhangers, no rushed endings, just full romances you can sink into. So if you love possessive alphas, strong heroines who don't beg, slow, burn tension, emotional payoffs, and stories that actually finish, you're in the right place. I need you to join the pack right now by subscribing. Leave a like if you enjoy immersive romance, and settle in, because once the story begins, we don't stop until the ending. Now, let's get into it. They told me I'd never amount to much. Not in those exact words, of course. No one's ever that honest. But I heard it in the pauses when I entered a room. Saw it in the way eyes slid past me like I was furniture. Felt it in the empty space around me at pack gatherings, that careful distance people keep from things they'd rather not acknowledge. My name is Mira, and I'm an Omega. Not the tragic kind you read about in stories. I wasn't abused or broken or rescued from some nightmare. I was just overlooked. Born small in a world that worships size. Born quiet in a culture that celebrates roars. My wolf never came in strong during my first shift. She emerged like a whisper, gray and slight, with eyes that seemed to apologize for existing. So I learned to make myself smaller, to laugh at jokes that weren't funny, to agree with opinions I didn't hold, to fade into wallpaper at pack meetings. I learned that if I didn't ask for much, people wouldn't notice how little I was given. I learned that being forgotten was safer than being seen. And I learned to pour all that unwanted tenderness somewhere it might actually matter. The Moonridge Pack runs a shelter on the east side of our territory, a sprawling facility for abandoned wolves and wolf dogs that nobody wants, strays, ferals, the ones with behavioral issues or medical problems or just the profound bad luck of being born unremarkable. I've worked there for 3 years now, and I love it in a way that probably says too much about me. The building itself is old, all concrete and chain link and industrial lighting that buzzes too loud. But I've made my corner beautiful. Soft blankets in every kennel, toys that squeak, names for every resident, written in careful letters on handmade tags. The other workers think I'm excessive. Maybe I am. But when you've spent your whole life being nobody's priority, you understand what it means to be seen. It's a Saturday in late autumn when everything changes. The air has that crisp bite that makes your wolf want to run, to hunt, to feel alive. I arrive early, as always, when the shelter is still quiet except for the soft sounds of sleeping animals. I love this time, the in-between moment before the chaos begins, when it's just me and the forgotten ones. I'm checking water bowls in the main kennel when I feel it. A weight, a presence, heavy and undeniable. Like someone's placed a hand on the back of my neck without touching me. I freeze, water dish still in my hands, and my wolf stirs beneath my skin. Actually stirs. She hasn't done that in months, maybe years. We've existed in this quiet truce, her and I, where she sleeps and I pretend that's normal. But now she's awake, alert, hackles raised. Someone's watching. I turn slowly, scanning the tree line beyond the fence. Nothing. Just evergreens swaying in the wind, shadows playing between trunks. But the feeling doesn't fade. If anything, it intensifies this bone-deep awareness of being observed, studied. My heart kicks against my ribs. This isn't the casual notice of a pack member passing by. This is focused, intentional, alpha. The realization makes my breath catch. I've never felt an alpha's attention like this before. Usually they look through me, not at me. But this is like being pinned under a spotlight. Every instinct I have screams contradictions. Run, stay, submit, fight. I force myself to breathe and turn back to my work. Probably just someone from the pack checking on the shelter. Nothing unusual. Nothing that concerns me. But my hands shake as I fill the next bowl. I'm finishing the rounds when I hear voices from the back kennel, the area we use for the hardest cases. The ones with aggression issues or severe trauma. The ones most people avoid. Waste of resources, honestly. I recognize the voice. Garrett, mid-level alpha, all swagger and no substance. He's got 2 others with him, probably showing off for his friends. Look at this pathetic thing, Garrett continues, and I hear the rattle of chain link being kicked. Been here, 6 months? Nobody wants him. Nobody's even looked at him twice. Something cold settles in my stomach. I know exactly which kennel they're standing in front of. I round the corner and find them clustered around the last enclosure on the left, the one I've been dreading someone would notice. Inside, pressed against the back wall, is the ugliest wolf pup I've ever seen. He's maybe 4 months old, undersized and awkward, with a coat that can't decide between brown and gray and settles for a muddy in-between. His left ear has a chunk missing. Scars ridge his shoulder, old ones, poorly healed. But it's his eyes that break something in my chest every time I see him. Dark and too knowing. Ancient in that small face. Eyes that have already learned the world is cruel, and expectations are for other creatures. He doesn't growl at the alphas, doesn't bare teeth or put on a show. He just sits there, silent and still, like he's trying to disappear into the concrete. I know that stillness. I've perfected it myself. Gentlemen, I say quietly, stepping into view. Can I help you with something? Garrett turns, and his expression does something complicated when he sees me, a flash of surprise followed by dismissal. Right, Omega. Not worth the effort of real acknowledgement. Just looking, he says with a shrug that's too casual. Thinking about getting a wolf dog. For protection, you know. He laughs, and his friends echo it obediently. But not this reject. Thing probably can't even hunt. The pup's ears flatten slightly. The only sign he's listening. He's young, I hear myself say. Still growing. Into what? Garrett snorts. He's got bad genetics written all over him. Weak parents, weak bloodline. You can see it. He turns back to the kennel with false sympathy. Poor thing. Probably would have been kinder to put him down. My wolf snarls inside my chest. Actually snarls. The sound wants to tear out of my throat, all teeth and fury, completely unlike anything I've felt in years. I swallow it back, but barely. I think you should leave, I say, voice level despite the rage shaking through my bones. Garrett raises an eyebrow. Excuse me? The shelter. You should leave. Now. For a moment, he looks like he might argue, might pull rank or make a scene, or remind me exactly where an Omega stands in the pack hierarchy. But something in my expression must convince him I'm not worth the entertainment. He shrugs again, all theatrical disappointment. Whatever. Come on, guys. Let's go find something actually worth our time. They leave laughing, their voices fading down the corridor. And I stand there, shaking, staring at the small pup who watched the whole thing with those 2 old eyes. You okay, Mira? I jump. Sarah, one of the other workers, has appeared with a clipboard and sympathy. She's a beta, kind enough, but there's pity in the way she looks at me. I'm fine, I manage. Don't let Garrett get to you. He's an asshole. She glances at the pup and sighs. Though he's not wrong about this one. Poor thing's been here forever. Nobody wants the damaged ones. The damaged ones. The words echo in my head, familiar as my own heartbeat. Someone will, I say quietly. Sarah gives me a sad smile, the kind you give children who still believe in fairy tales. Maybe. But Mira, you can't save them all. Some wolves are just meant to be forgotten. She walks away, and I'm left alone with the pup. I crouch down slowly, making myself smaller, less threatening. He watches but doesn't move, doesn't hope. I've seen that before too, the moment when a creature stops expecting kindness because expecting hurts too much. Hey there, I whisper. Nothing. I'm Mira. I work here. I've been watching you. His ear twitches. Slight interest. Maybe. I know what they say about you. That you're not worth it. That you're too small, too scarred, too quiet. My throat tightens. I know how that feels. And suddenly, I'm not seeing a pup anymore. I'm seeing myself at 15, standing alone at my first pack hunt while everyone else paired off. Myself at 18, sitting in the corner at gatherings while alphas and betas danced and laughed and lived. Myself at 23, working in a shelter for forgotten things because at least here, my tenderness isn't wasted. The pup shifts slightly, watching. That presence returns that heavy alpha awareness pressing against my senses. Stronger now, closer. My wolf perks up, confused and alert, and I feel that strange pull toward the tree line again. But I don't look. I keep my focus on the pup. You know what? I say, decision crystallizing in my chest like ice forming over still water. I think you're coming home with me. His head tilts, just slightly. I stand and walk to the front office, that phantom gaze following me the entire way. My hands are steady as I pull out the adoption paperwork, as I fill in my name, my address, my signature. The director raises her eyebrows when I submit it. You're sure? He's not the easiest. I'm sure. Something flickers in her expression. Respect, maybe, or just relief that she's got one less mouth to feed. All right then, he's yours. 20 minutes later, I'm back at his kennel with a leash and a carrier. The pup hasn't moved. He watches as I open the door, as I kneel down, as I extend my hand slowly. Your choice, I whisper. You can stay here or you can come with me. But if you come, I promise I'll see you. Really see you. Not what you're supposed to be, just who you are. For a long moment, nothing happens. Then, so slowly, I almost miss it, he stands, limps forward on that scarred shoulder, presses his small head against my palm. The touch sparks something. A warmth that floods up my arm, wraps around my heart, sinks into my wolf. She gasps, actually gasps, and I feel her wake fully for the first time in years. Alert, protective, present. The pup doesn't wag his tail, doesn't lick my hand or whine or do any of the things puppies are supposed to do. He just leans against me, solid and real, and chooses me as quietly as I chose him. My eyes burn. I gather him carefully into my arms, shocked at how light he is, how fragile. He tucks his head under my chin and releases a sound that isn't quite a whimper, more like a sigh, like he's been holding his breath for months and finally remembered how to exhale. I've got you, I whisper into his fur. I've got you. As I carry him toward the exit, that alpha presence flares one more time, approval radiating through the bond like heat. Like I've done something right, something important. I pause at the door, glancing back toward the trees. Still nothing visible, but my wolf knows. Someone's watching. Someone's been watching this whole time. And deep in my chest, beneath conscious thought, something hums. A frequency I don't recognize, a bond I don't understand. But as I step into the autumn air with my damaged pup cradled against my heart, I know with absolute certainty. My quiet life just ended, and whatever comes next, it's already begun. My apartment is a study in making the best of very little. One bedroom in the old converted house on the edge of pack territory, where the rent is cheap because the plumbing occasionally decides to take vacations, and the heating has opinions about when it wants to work. The furniture is second-hand, a couch with springs that protest every time you sit down, a kitchen table with uneven legs that I've shimmed with folded cardboard, shelves made from milk crates and reclaimed wood. It's small. It's shabby. It's mine. And right now, carrying this fragile pup across the threshold, I see it through different eyes, through his eyes, maybe. The faded curtains I'd thought were cheerful suddenly look threadbare. The braided rug I'd been proud of finding at a thrift store shows its wear. Even the plants on the windowsill, my one real success at keeping something alive, seem to droop apologetically. So, I say, setting him gently on the floor, this is it. Home sweet home. I know it's not much, but... He limps directly to the couch, sniffs it once, then turns to look at me with an expression so judgmental I actually laugh. Okay, yes, the couch is terrible. I know, but it was free, and beggars can't be choosers. I crouch down to his level. We're both beggars here, aren't we? Might as well be honest about it. His ear, the damaged one, flicks. He holds my gaze longer than any normal pup should. There's intelligence there that makes my skin prickle. Awareness. Like he understands every word and is deciding whether or not to dignify them with a response. Right, I murmur. Let's get you set up. I've prepared a corner of my bedroom soft blankets arranged into a nest, water bowl, some kibble from the shelter. But when I show him, he ignores it completely. Instead, he follows me. When I go to the kitchen, he's there. When I sit on the terrible couch to untie my shoes, he settles at my feet. When I get up to change into comfortable clothes, he positions himself outside my bedroom door and waits. You don't have to guard me, I tell him through the crack. I'm fine. I've been taking care of myself for a long time. A soft huff. Disagreement, maybe. I change quickly into worn leggings and an oversized sweater that's more holes than fabric. When I emerge, he's exactly where I left him, eyes tracking my every movement. That watched feeling returns. My wolf stirs restlessly beneath my skin, pacing, alert. She keeps pushing at my senses, urging me toward the window, toward the darkness outside, like she knows something I don't. I twitch the curtain aside and peer out. Nothing. Just the empty street, the neighboring houses with their warm windows, the forest beyond threading shadows between streetlights. But my wolf doesn't settle. You feel it too, don't you? I whisper to the pup. He whines low and uncertain. His eyes fix on the same darkness mine just left. I force myself to move away from the window. We're safe here. The pack patrols regularly. No one would. I stop. Because who am I trying to convince? Him or myself? The pup shifts his weight, favoring that scarred shoulder. Right. Focus on what's in front of me. Let's check that injury, I say, reaching for the first aid kit I keep under the sink. He doesn't resist when I examine him, but his body stays rigid, tolerating rather than trusting. The scar tissue is old weeks, maybe months. Whatever happened, it healed wrong. I clean it gently with antiseptic, murmuring apologies when he flinches. Who hurt you? The question slips out before I can stop it. Who would do this to a pup? His eyes meet mine, and for just a second, I swear I see something flicker in their depths. Something that isn't animal at all. Then he licks my hand one quick swipe, and the moment breaks. I finish treating the wound and sit back on my heels. There? Better? He doesn't answer, of course. Just watches with that unnerving intensity. The evening passes strangely. I make dinner pasta with jarred sauce because I'm not exactly a chef, and he refuses the kibble I offer, watching me eat instead. I try to read, but I keep catching him staring at me. Not threatening, just observing. Like I'm a puzzle he's trying to solve. You're kind of weird, I inform him. You know that? His tail twitches. Almost playful. I smile despite myself. Yeah, okay. Fair. I'm weird too. We can be weird together. By 10 o'clock, I'm exhausted. The emotional weight of the day, the confrontation with Garrett, the adoption, the constant sensation of being watched has settled into my bones like lead. Bedtime, I announce, standing and stretching. The pup immediately gets to his feet. You can sleep out here, I tell him, gesturing to the nest I made. Or on the terrible couch. Your choice. He follows me to the bedroom instead. Really not necessary, I say, but there's no heat in it, honestly. Having him close feels right. Safe. My wolf certainly thinks so. She's more relaxed than she's been all evening. I slip under the covers, and he positions himself on the floor beside my bed. Guardian stance. Protector. Thank you. I whisper into the darkness, for choosing me back. His breathing evens out, and I let myself drift. The sound wakes me. Not loud, not alarming, just wrong. A whimper, pained and small. I'm out of bed before I'm fully conscious, dropping to my knees beside the pup. He's shaking, trembling so hard his whole body vibrates against the floor. Hey, it's okay. I reach for him, and his fur is burning. Fever, hot, unnaturally hot. Panic slams into my chest. Oh God. Okay. Okay, think. I'm talking to myself, hands hovering uselessly over his small form. Fever in wolf pups can be fatal, especially ones already weakened. I need to cool him down, need to get the temperature under control. I scoop him up. He's so hot it almost hurts to touch him and carry him to the bathroom. Run cool water in the tub. Not cold. Cold could shock his system. Just cool, enough to bring the fever down. He doesn't fight when I lower him in, doesn't do anything, just lies there, sides heaving, eyes glassy and unfocused. Stay with me, I beg, using a cup to pour water over his back. Please stay with me. You don't get to leave. Not now. Not when I just found you. The water does nothing. If anything, he gets hotter. My wolf is frantic now, clawing at my insides, howling distress. Something's wrong, something beyond fever, beyond sickness. I pull him from the tub and wrap him in towels, cradling him against my chest. His heartbeat hammers against my palm too fast, too irregular. What do you need? I whisper. Tell me what you need. His eyes find mine, still conscious, still aware, and in them I see apology? No, I say sharply. Don't you dare. Don't you dare give up. I carry him back to the bedroom and settle on the floor with my back against the bed, holding him in my lap. The night stretches out endless and terrible. I don't sleep. Can't sleep. Just keep vigil while this small creature burns in my arms. I talk to him. Tell him about my childhood, about the first time I shifted and how terrified I was, about working at the shelter, about the wolves I've helped save, about how lonely it gets, being invisible, being forgotten. But you see me, I whisper against his fur. Don't you? You see me. His breathing changes, roughens, and my wolf stops pacing. She goes completely still inside me, ears pricked forward, waiting. Something's coming. The air in the room thickens. Pressure builds behind my eyes, in my chest, like a storm gathering. The pup's body tenses, muscles bunching beneath scarred skin. What's happening? My voice cracks. Baby, what's... Light, blinding and sudden, erupting from his small form like a star going nova. I cry out, shielding my eyes, but I don't let go, won't let go. Even as the light intensifies, as heat pours off him in waves, as my arms suddenly feel too empty and too full at once, the glow fades, and the weight in my lap is wrong, too heavy, too large, too... I open my eyes. A man. There's a man in my arms. My brain stutters, unable to process what I'm seeing. Because this isn't possible. Can't be possible. But he's here. Real. Solid. Completely bare. Covered only by the towels I'd wrapped around the pup. He's on his side, half sprawled across my lap, head against my shoulder. Dark hair, longer than fashionable, tangled and damp with sweat. Broad shoulders, heavily muscled back, and scars. God, so many scars. They ridge his skin like a roadmap of pain claw marks, bite wounds, something that looks like it might have been a blade. My mouth opens, closes. No sound comes out. He stirs, groans, then goes rigid. Slowly, so slowly, he lifts his head, and I'm staring into the same dark, too knowing eyes I've been looking at all day. We freeze, both of us, locked in this impossible moment. He moves first, pulls back, untangling himself from my arms with careful precision, gets to his feet in one fluid motion despite the obvious pain it causes him. The towels fall away, and I quickly avert my eyes, face burning. Don't scream, he says. His voice is rough, deep, exactly what you'd expect from an alpha male in his prime. But there's something else underneath exhaustion, desperation. I won't hurt you, he continues, and I hear him moving, probably trying to preserve some modesty with the towels. I'd die first. I risk a glance up. He's managed to wrap a towel around his waist, but he's swaying on his feet. Up close, I can see the fever still burns in him. His skin is flushed, eyes too bright. I have to stop. Swallow. Try again. You were the pup. Yes. How? Curse. The word comes out clipped, like it costs him something to say it. He takes a step back, putting distance between us, and nearly goes down. Catches himself against the wall with a hiss of pain. I'm on my feet without thinking. You need to sit down. You're still sick. Don't. He holds up a hand, warning. Don't come closer. You're going to collapse. Better than the alternative. What alternative? Frustration edges my fear aside. You think I'm afraid of you? After I've been holding you all night? After you've been… I gesture helplessly. You were dying. I don't care what shape you're in. Sit down before you fall down. He stares at me, really looks at me, and something shifts in his expression, surprise maybe, like I've done something unexpected. You should be terrified, he says quietly. Well, I'm not. I'm angry. There's a difference. I point at my bed. Sit. For a moment, I think he'll refuse. Then his knees buckle slightly, and survival instinct wins. He staggers to the bed and lowers himself onto the edge, head in his hands. I grab the first aid kit again, approach slowly. He tracks my movement with the wariness of something wild, but doesn't pull away when I press the back of my hand to his forehead. Still burning. The curse, I say. Is it killing you? Eventually. His voice is muffled. Maybe sooner if I'm lucky. Don't say that. Why not? It's true. I kneel in front of him so I can see his face. He keeps his eyes down, won't meet my gaze. Up close, I can see the exhaustion carved into his features. This isn't recent. Whatever he's been through, it's been breaking him for a long time. What's your name? I ask softly. He hesitates. Kale. Kale. I test it. I'm Mira. And I don't know what's happening or why you were hiding as a pup or what curse you're talking about. But I meant what I said earlier. You chose me. I chose you. That doesn't change just because you have a different shape now. His head snaps up, eyes finally meeting mine. They're wolf gold, pure alpha, and currently wide with disbelief. You don't understand. Then explain it to me. I can't. It's not safe. I'm not… He cuts himself off, jaw clenching. You need to let me leave. Forget you ever saw me. Forget. No. The word rings out. Absolute. He blinks. I'm not forgetting, I continue. I'm not letting you leave. Not like this. Not when you're sick and obviously in trouble. I sit back on my heels. You want to go? Fine. But you'll have to physically move me out of the way, because I'm not doing it voluntarily. Silence. Then, impossibly, he laughs. It's a broken sound, raw and surprised, like he's forgotten how. You're insane, he mutters. Probably. I stand and grab the extra blanket from my closet. But you're stuck with me anyway. Lie down. I'll get you some water. Mira. Lie down, Kale. He studies me for a long moment. I watch the fight drain out of him, replaced by bone-deep weariness. Finally, he shifts back onto the bed properly, moving like every muscle hurts. I drape the blanket over him and ignore how my hands shake. When I return with water, he's already asleep, or unconscious. Hard to tell. His breathing is rough, fever still raging, but he's alive. Still here. I settle into the chair beside the bed, drawing my knees up to my chest. That watched, feeling pulses stronger now. My wolf is wide awake, alert, sensing something huge moving just beyond my understanding. In my bed, a cursed alpha sleeps. Outside, something waits. And I sit in the middle, an omega who was supposed to be nobody, holding vigil over a man who was a pup just hours ago. What have I gotten myself into? I whisper. Kale's hand twitches in his sleep. His lips move, forming silent words. And from somewhere deep in the forest, something howls. My wolf recognizes the sound. Challenge. Warning. Claim. Dawn creeps through my threadbare curtains like an unwelcome guest. I haven't moved from the chair all night. My body aches, stiff and complaining, but I can't bring myself to care. Every time I considered leaving, getting more water, using the bathroom, anything Kale would shift in his sleep, and I'd freeze. Like my presence was the only thing tethering him here, the only thing keeping him from slipping away entirely. The fever broke sometime around 4 in the morning. I watched the exact moment it happened. His breathing evened out, the flush faded from his skin, and his face relaxed into something less agonized. Relief had made me dizzy, or maybe that was just exhaustion. Now, in the pale morning light, I can see him properly. He's beautiful in the way dangerous things are all harsh angles and coiled strength. Even in sleep, his face is striking rather than handsome. Strong jaw shadowed with stubble, high cheekbones, a nose that's been broken at least once. The scars continue across his chest, disappearing beneath the blanket. Evidence of a life lived violently. My wolf stirs, stretching like she's waking from a long hibernation. She wants to move closer, wants to check on him, nose at the wounds, make sure he's truly okay. I tell her to behave. His eyes open, no gradual waking. 1 second asleep, the next completely alert. Those wolf gold eyes lock on me with an intensity that steals my breath. "You stayed," he says. Not a question. Where else would I go? This is my apartment. Something flickers across his face. Almost a smile. "You should have run." "So you've mentioned." I uncurl from the chair, wincing as my joints protest. "How do you feel?" "Like I've been trampled by a herd of elk." He sits up slowly, the blanket pooling at his waist. He's still shirtless, and I force my eyes to stay on his face. "The fever's gone. I noticed. You almost died. Not the first time." The casual way he says it makes my chest tight. I stand and stretch, needing movement, needing something to do with my hands. "I'll make coffee. We should talk." "Mira. Coffee first, then talking. That's the rule." I escape to the kitchen before he can argue. My hands shake as I measure grounds into the ancient coffee maker I inherited from the previous tenant. Behind me, I hear him moving. Footsteps. The rustle of fabric. When I turn, he's standing in my bedroom doorway wearing the sweatpants I'd left folded on the chair emergency clothes I keep for the occasional overnight guest who doesn't exist. They're too short on him, ending mid-calf, but at least he's covered. He hasn't put on the shirt. "Those scars," I hear myself say. "How old are they?" He glances down at his torso like he'd forgotten they were there. "Various ages. These," he traces a set of claw marks across his ribs. "About 2 years. These," another set, parallel gashes over his heart. 3 months. 3 months. Recently then. And the curse? His jaw tightens. 6 months. The coffee maker gurgles, filling the silence. I pull down 2 mugs mismatched, chipped, and pour. Hand him one. Our fingers don't touch, but I feel the near miss like static electricity. "Sit," I tell him, gesturing to the terrible couch. He eyes it warily. "That thing looks like it has opinions." It does, all of them judgmental. "Sit anyway." This time, the smile actually reaches his eyes. Briefly, he lowers himself onto the couch, which protests loudly, and I take the chair across from him. Safe distance, neutral territory. We sip coffee in silence. Finally, I can't take it anymore. "So, Alpha King?" He chokes slightly. "How did you said you were cursed, said people were hunting you, and the way you hold yourself, even exhausted and sick? That's not regular alpha posture. That's command." I tilt my head. "Plus, I've seen your wolf eyes. That particular shade of gold? Only royalty carries it." He stares at me over the rim of his mug. "You're very observant for an Omega. That's kind of insulting." "I didn't mean—" He stops, runs a hand through his tangled hair. "You're right. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this." "At what? Apologizing or talking to people?" "Both." Despite everything, I almost laugh. There's something refreshing about his bluntness. No political maneuvering, no careful pack hierarchy dancing, just honesty, raw and uncomfortable. "Start from the beginning," I say quietly. "Please." He's silent for a long moment, staring into his coffee like it holds answers. When he speaks, his voice is careful, controlled. I was Kale Thorne, Alpha King of the Northern Territories. 6 months ago, my beta and half my council tried to kill me. The words land like stones in still water. They used a curse, he continues. Old magic, the kind that costs blood and sanity to perform. It was supposed to strip my wolf completely, leave me human and weak, easy to finish off. His mouth twists, but something went wrong. Instead of losing my wolf, I got stuck between forms. The pup shape became a refuge, a hiding place. If I stay small, the curse sleeps. If I shift to human, he gestures at himself. This, fever, pain, eventually death. That's why you were at the shelter. I needed somewhere to disappear. Somewhere no one would look for an Alpha King. He meets my eyes. I didn't expect anyone to actually see me. The way he says it, like being seen is dangerous. Like visibility equals death. My wolf whines softly inside my chest. Who's hunting you? I ask. Everyone who helped curse me. They want to finish what they started. His hands tighten around the mug. And everyone loyal to me, who thinks I abandoned them, who thinks I'm dead or worse. Why not go to them? Get help? Because I don't know who to trust anymore. My beta was my brother, Mira. Raised together, fought together, ruled together, and he put a knife in my back without hesitation. Something raw crosses his face. If I can't trust blood, who can I trust? The loneliness in those words echoes my own so perfectly it hurts. I set my mug down carefully. What happens now? Can the curse be broken? Maybe. There are stories, legends, but nothing concrete. He drains his coffee in one long swallow. I need to stay hidden until I'm strong enough to fight back. Until I know who my real allies are. So you'll leave. It's not a question, but he answers anyway. As soon as I can shift safely. Yes. Something cold settles in my stomach. Of course he'll leave. Why would an Alpha King stay in a shabby apartment with a nobody Omega? I was just convenient. A temporary shelter. I stand abruptly. You should rest more. The bedroom's yours. I'll take the couch. Mira, it's fine, really. I'm already moving toward the kitchen, needing distance. I'll make breakfast. You must be starving. I don't wait for his response. The next 3 days establish a rhythm that feels both natural and impossible. Kyle sleeps most of the first day, his body still recovering from the transformation and fever. I go to work at the shelter, and when I return, he's exactly where I left him. Sprawled across my bed like he owns it, the blanket kicked off despite the autumn chill. That first evening, he complains. This mattress is terrible, he announces when I bring him soup. It's lumpy. There's a spring that keeps stabbing me, and I'm pretty sure something inside it died. You're welcome to sleep on the floor. I might, but he doesn't. Not that night. The second day, he's stronger. Moves around the apartment with restless energy, examining everything like he's cataloging an enemy fortress. He opens cupboards, peers at my pitiful book collection, stands at the window for long stretches watching the street below. You're going to make the neighbors suspicious, I tell him. Let them be suspicious. Easy for you to say. You're not the one who has to live here after you leave. He turns from the window, and there's something sharp in his expression. After I leave. Right. I don't know what to do with that tone, so I ignore it. By the third day, the apartment has transformed into something that feels dangerously like a den. His scent, pine and leather, and something wild has seeped into the furniture, the curtains, my clothes. My wolf luxuriates in it, rolling in the invisible markers like they're precious. I should hate it, should feel invaded. Instead, I feel claimed, not owned. That's different. Claimed in the way a wolf marks safe territory. In the way home is supposed to feel. It terrifies me. That evening, I'm making dinner, nothing fancy. Just rice and vegetables when he appears in the kitchen doorway. He's wearing the shirt now, an old band tee that's tight across his shoulders. He's been doing that more, wearing more clothes, like he's trying to be less present. You work too hard, he says abruptly. I glance up from chopping carrots. Excuse me? At the shelter. You work full shifts, then come home and take care of me. You haven't rested in 3 days. I'm fine. You're exhausted. I can see it. Well, what do you want me to do? Call in sick? They're understaffed as it is. I attack the carrot with more force than necessary. Some of us have responsibilities. Silence. Heavy and weighted. I didn't mean it like that, I mutter. Yes, you did. He's right, and we both know it. I set the knife down and turn to face him properly. I'm sorry. That was unfair, but true. He leans against the doorframe, arms crossed. I've been hiding while my kingdom falls apart, while people who trusted me suffer. You have every right to judge that. I'm not judging. I'm just tired, confused, feeling things I shouldn't feel for someone who's going to disappear. I'm adjusting. His eyes search my face. To what? You, I don't say. To having someone in my space. To mattering enough that someone notices when I'm exhausted. To the way my wolf purrs every time you're near. Everything, I say instead. The rice cooker beeps, saving me from elaborating. We eat at the small table, knees almost touching in the cramped space. He eats like he's starving, methodical and thorough, cleaning his plate twice. I pick at my food, too aware of him across from me. There were people at the shelter today, I say, just to fill the silence, asking questions. His fork pauses halfway to his mouth. What kind of questions? About new adoptions, recent ones. I push rice around my plate. Garrett was with them, the alpha from before. He seemed suspicious. Kale's jaw tightens. Did they mention me specifically? No, but they were interested in the pup I took home. Wanted to know why I'd chosen that one. I meet his eyes. I told them he was for my nephew, that my sister asked me to pick something small and manageable. You lied. I protected you. There's a difference. Something shifts in his expression, surprise, maybe, or gratitude. He sets his fork down carefully. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. If they keep digging, I trail off. We both know what happens if his hiding place is discovered. I'll leave before it comes to that, he says quietly. I won't let you get hurt because of me. What if I don't want you to leave? The words escape before I can stop them. I freeze, horrified, waiting for him to laugh or pity me or Mira. My name in his voice sounds different. Careful, like he's handling something fragile. You don't know what you're saying, don't I? The frustration I've been swallowing for 3 days bubbles up. Don't tell me what I know or don't know. I'm not some naive child who doesn't understand danger. I know exactly what's at risk. Then you should be demanding I leave. Not, he cuts himself off, running both hands through his hair. Not whatever this is. What is this? I don't know. The words come out rough, nearly a growl. I don't know what this is. I shouldn't be here. Shouldn't be risking you. Every instinct I have says run, hide, protect the Omega from the disaster following me. But then you look at me like what? He stands abruptly, chair scraping, starts pacing the small kitchen like a caged wolf. Like I'm not broken, like I'm not cursed, like I'm... He stops, faces the window, shoulders rigid. Like I matter. Oh. I stand too, moving around the table slowly. Kale. Don't. He doesn't turn. Don't come closer. Please. Why not? Because I'm barely holding on as it is. His voice drops to something barely above a whisper. Because you smell like safety, and I haven't felt safe in 6 months. Because my wolf is screaming at me to claim you, protect you, keep you, and that's insane. We've known each other 3 days. My heart hammers against my ribs. What if my wolf is saying the same thing? That gets him to turn. His eyes have gone full wolf, gold and wild and desperate. That's the curse talking, he says. Some side effect we don't understand. You're confused. I'm convenient. Once I'm gone, you'll... Don't. I close the distance between us, and he goes absolutely still. Don't tell me what I'll feel. Don't minimize what I'm experiencing just because it scares you. It should scare you too. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm terrified. I'm close enough now to see his pulse jumping in his throat. But I'm not confused. I'm not mistaken. And I'm not going to pretend this isn't happening just because it's complicated. His hands curl into fists at his sides. The restraint radiating off him is palpable, a physical thing I could almost touch. If I touch you, he says, voice strained, I won't want to stop. What if I don't want you to stop? A sound escapes him, half groan, half growl. Pure frustration. You deserve better than a cursed king with a price on his head, he grits out. Better than someone who'll bring you nothing but danger. That's not your decision to make. We're so close now. Close enough that I can feel the heat coming off him. See the war happening behind his eyes. His hand lifts slow, giving me time to retreat, and cups my cheek. His palm is rough, calloused, and the touch sends electricity down my spine. You undo me, he whispers. Completely. I lean into his touch. Good. For one heartbeat, too, we just exist in this moment. His thumb traces my cheekbone. My hand comes up to rest against his chest, feeling his heart race beneath my palm. Almost. We're almost. A howl splits the night. Close. Too close. Cale jerks back like I've burned him, his head snapping toward the window. Every muscle in his body goes taut, ready. They're here, he breathes. And just like that, our fragile moment shatters. The hunt has found us. The howl comes again, closer now, circling. Cale moves with lethal precision, stepping between me and the window in one fluid motion. His entire body has changed. No longer the exhausted, conflicted man from seconds ago. This is the Alpha King. Dangerous. Controlled. Ready. How many? I whisper. His head tilts, listening. 4. Maybe 5. His eyes don't leave the darkness beyond the glass. Trackers. They've been following a scent trail. My scent, mixed with his, leading them right to my door. The bedroom, he says, voice flat with command. Now. Lock the door. Don't come out until... No. His head whips toward me. This isn't negotiable. You're right. It's not. I move to the kitchen, pull open the drawer where I keep the good knives. My hands are steady as I select the biggest one. This is my home. I'm not hiding in my own home. Mira. He crosses the space between us in 2 strides, grabs my wrist. Not hard, never hard, but firm enough to stop me. These aren't pack enforcers coming to ask questions. These are killers, trained, ruthless, and they will not hesitate to hurt you to get to me. Then we'd better make sure they don't get the chance. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. I meet his eyes, let him see I mean every word. You're weak right now. The transformation drained you. You've been sick for days. If you shift, the curse could kill you before they do. I pull my wrist free gently. So either we fight together, or we both die. Those are the options. His jaw clenches so hard I hear teeth grind. You're insane. You've mentioned that. Another howl. Different direction. They're surrounding the building. Cale's eyes flicker gold, then back, fighting the shift, fighting his wolf's demand to protect, to hunt, to kill. If anything happens to you, he starts. It won't. If it does, then you'll avenge me. I try for a smile, don't quite manage it, very dramatically, lots of blood and righteous fury, the full Alpha King treatment. Despite everything, his mouth twitches. You're terrifying, you know that? Good. Maybe they'll hear it in my heartbeat and run away. We both know that's not going to happen. The first window explodes inward. Glass sprays across my living room floor like deadly rain. A wolf, huge, black, battle-scarred, lands in a crouch among the shards. Its eyes find Cale immediately. Lock on. The lips peel back from fangs designed to tear through flesh and bone. It doesn't even glance at me. Mistake. I move before I think, putting myself between them. The knife feels inadequate in my hand, a kitchen utensil against a predator built for war. But it's what I have, so it's what I'll use. Get out of my house, I say. My voice doesn't shake. Small miracle. The black wolf's attention finally shifts to me. Its eyes narrow confusion, maybe. What's an omega doing standing her ground? Behind me, Kale goes absolutely still. Mira, move. No, move now. The wolf lunges. Everything happens in fractured seconds. I see teeth, smell blood hunger, feel my wolf surge forward with a snarl I didn't know I had in me. Then Kale is there. He doesn't shift. Can't risk it. But he doesn't need to. His arm wraps around my waist, yanking me aside as he drives his fist into the wolf's jaw with brutal precision. Bone cracks. The wolf yelps, stumbles. Kale doesn't give it time to recover. He's on it, using his bare hands and sheer vicious efficiency. It's not elegant. It's not controlled. It's survival stripped down to its most primal level. The back door splinters. 2 more wolves pour through, one gray, one rust-colored. They spread out, flanking, coordinating with the practice of trained soldiers. My wolf screams at me to shift, to fight properly. But I can't. If I shift, I'm just another small omega wolf, easy to kill, easier to ignore. At least in this form. I have the knife. Have surprise. The gray wolf goes for Kael's exposed back. I throw the knife. My aim is terrible. Always has been. But luck or instinct or something guides it. The blade catches the wolf's shoulder. Not deep, but enough to make it stumble. Enough to break its momentum. Enough for Kale to whirl and grab it by the throat. Don't kill them, I shout. Don't know why. Maybe because once that line is crossed, there's no going back. Maybe because I still believe in mercy, even now. Kale looks at me like I'm speaking a foreign language. They came here to murder us. I know, but the rust-colored wolf hits me from the side. I go down hard, shoulder slamming into the floor. The wolf's weight crushes my chest, claws digging for purchase. Its breath is hot and rancid against my face. Teeth snap toward my throat. I do the only thing I can think of. I jam my thumb into its eye. The wolf howls, rears back. I roll, scrambling for the knife I dropped, but the rust wolf recovers faster than I expected. It pins me again, and this time there's nowhere to go. No clever tricks left. This is it. This is how I die. Then Kale is there, and he's not holding back anymore. He grabs the wolf by its scruff and hurls it across the room like it weighs nothing. It crashes into my bookshelf milk crates and reclaimed wood exploding into splinters and debris. The wolf doesn't get up. Kale stands over me, chest heaving, eyes blazing pure gold. Blood streaks his face and hands some his, mostly not. He looks down at me with an expression I can't read. Rage, terror, something deeper. Are you hurt? His voice is barely human. I'm okay. Are you hurt? I do a quick mental inventory. Bruises, scratches, nothing serious. No, I'm okay. He closes his eyes briefly. Relief wars with fury across his face. The black wolf struggles to its feet, shaking off Kale's earlier attack. The gray one circles warily. More shadows move beyond the broken window's reinforcements. We're outnumbered, outmatched, and Kyle is swaying on his feet. You need to shift, I tell him, dragging myself upright. You can't fight them all like this. The curse will kill you slower than they will. Shift. He looks at me, and I see the moment he makes the choice, accepts the risk, because staying human means we both die, and at least this way there's a chance. Get behind me, he growls, and stay there. I nod. He closes his eyes, reaches for his wolf, and the curse fights back. I feel it a wrongness in the air, like reality twisting against itself. Kale doubles over with a sound that's half scream, half snarl. His skin ripples, bones trying to reshape and failing, stuck between forms in a way that looks agonizing. The wolves sense weakness. They move in. No. My wolf rises inside me, and this time I don't fight her. Don't hold back. I shift. It's not graceful. I'm out of practice, and my wolf is small, barely bigger than the pup Kyle had been. But I'm fast, and I'm furious. I hit the black wolf low, going for hamstrings. My teeth find purchase, tearing through muscle. The wolf roars, tries to shake me off, but I hang on with everything I have. Behind me, Kale screams. The sound cuts off abruptly, and the temperature in the room drops. I release the black wolf and turn, still in wolf form, to see. Kale has shifted, but not into the wolf I expected. He's massive, easily twice the size of the attackers. His fur is silver white, unmarked by scars in this form, and his eyes, they burn with power that makes my wolf want to roll over and bare her throat. Alpha King, not just in title, in truth, but there's something else, something wrong. Black veins spider across his fur like cracks in ice. The curse, still there, still killing him. Just slower. The enemy wolves freeze. Even they recognize what they're facing. Kale doesn't hesitate, doesn't posture or threaten. He just attacks. What follows isn't a fight, it's an execution. He moves like death given form, precise, brutal, unstoppable. The black wolf goes down first, throat crushed. The gray one tries to run, doesn't make it to the door. The rust-colored wolf, still dazed from hitting the bookshelf, doesn't even get a chance to stand. The wolves beyond the window scatter, their howls fading into the distance. Silence falls. Kale stands in the center of my destroyed living room, sides heaving, blood dripping from his muzzle. The black veins pulse against his silver fur, spreading slowly, inexorably. He turns to look at me, and I see it the moment he recognizes me. Registers that I shifted, that I'm vulnerable. He shifts back to human in one smooth motion, dropping to his knees as the transformation completes. Naked again, covered in blood and breathing like he's run a marathon. "You shifted," he rasps. "You could have been killed. You..." He can't seem to finish the sentence, just reaches for me. I shift back too, and suddenly we're both human and bare, and kneeling in broken glass and blood. "You're alive," I say. Touch his face to prove he's real. "You're alive. The curse should have killed me." He stares at his hands like they belong to someone else. That much power, that much rage, the curse should have stopped my heart. But it didn't. No. His eyes find mine, wide with something like wonder. It didn't. We stay like that for a moment, kneeling in the wreckage, touching each other like we're both making sure the other is real. Then he seems to remember we're naked and vulnerable, and surrounded by dead wolves. "We need to move," he says, standing and pulling me up with him. "More will come. They always do. Where will we go?" He pauses. Looks around my destroyed apartment, the home I made for myself, now shattered beyond recognition. Something crosses his face. Guilt. Regret. "I'm sorry," he says quietly. "This is my fault. All of it. If I hadn't..." "Don't." I grab his hand, making him look at me. "Don't apologize for surviving. Don't apologize for letting me help you survive. You could have died tonight. But I didn't. We didn't." I squeeze his fingers. "We're still here, KL. Both of us." He stares at me like I'm something precious, breakable. Then carefully, so carefully, he pulls his hand free. "Get dressed," he says, voice rough. "We leave in 5 minutes." He moves to gather the scattered clothes, and I do the same. We dress in silence, backs to each other, both processing what just happened. I'm pulling on my shoes when he speaks again. "Come with me." I look up. He's standing by the door, fully dressed now in clothes that are bloodstained and torn but serviceable. His face is serious, controlled. "I have resources," he continues. "Safe houses. People I trust or trusted before." He runs a hand through his hair. "I can protect you, keep you safe from the fallout of this." "For how long?" The question hangs between us. "Until the curse is broken," he says. "Until I reclaim my throne. Until you're no longer in danger because of me." "And then what? You send me back here? Give me some gold and a pat on the head? Thanks for the help, Omega, but I've got a kingdom to run?" He flinches like I've slapped him. "That's not, I would never." "Then what are you offering, Kale?" I stand, facing him fully. "Protection? I can protect myself. Gratitude? I don't want it. So what are you really asking me? His jaw works. Conflict rages across his features. I don't have the right to ask what I want to ask. Try me. You deserve better than this. Better than me. He gestures at the carnage around us. Better than a life running from enemies and fighting curses and... Stop telling me what I deserve. I cross to him, and he holds perfectly still. Stop making decisions for me. If you want me to come with you, ask. Really ask. Not as an alpha king to a rescued omega. As Kale to Mira. Something breaks in his expression. All that careful control fractures. Come with me, he says, and his voice cracks on the words. Not because I can keep you safe. Not because you owe me anything. But because the thought of leaving without you makes me want to burn the world down. He reaches up, cups my face with shaking hands. Come with me because I'm asking. Because I want you there. Because you make the curse bearable and the future possible, and I don't know how to do this without you anymore. Oh, my heart does something complicated in my chest. That's all I needed to hear, I whisper. His thumb traces my cheekbone. Is that a yes? It's a yes. The kiss happens before either of us decides. His mouth crashes against mine, desperate, grateful, claiming. I kiss him back with everything I have, my hands fisting in his shirt, pulling him closer. He tastes like copper and rage and something sweeter underneath. Something that might be hope. When we break apart, we're both breathing hard. And something has changed. I feel it immediately, a warmth spreading through my chest, wrapping around my heart, sinking into my bones. It's not painful, not overwhelming, just present, like something that was always meant to be there finally clicked into place. Kale feels it too. His eyes widen, gold bleeding through. The bond. What? The mate bond. He sounds awed, terrified. It's forming. I should panic, should question, should demand explanations for how this is possible when we've known each other less than a week. But my wolf is singing, actually singing, purring and dancing and radiating joy. And I feel whole. For the first time in my entire life, I feel whole. Is this real? I ask. Need to hear him say it. Yes. No hesitation. Just certainty. Omegas and alphas can sense potential mates, but the bond only forms with choice, with acceptance from both sides. His hands tighten on my face. You chose me, freely, even knowing what I am, what I bring, and you chose me. The moment you stood between me and those alphas at the shelter, he kisses my forehead. Maybe before that. Maybe the second I looked up and saw you really seeing me. The bond pulses between us, warm, alive, undeniable. We need to go, he murmurs against my skin. But Mira, when this is over, when the curse is broken and my throne is secure, I'm going to court you properly, the way you deserve. I laugh despite everything. I'm holding you to that. Good. He releases me, and we move quickly, grabbing essentials, leaving behind everything that doesn't matter. At the door, I pause. Look back at my small, shabby, destroyed apartment. My home. I'll build you a better one, Kale says softly. I promise. I don't need better. I just need you. His hand finds mine, squeezes, and together, we step out into the night. The hunt isn't over. The curse still pulses through his veins. Enemies still circle. But we're not running anymore. We're choosing. Each other. This bond. This future. Whatever comes next, we'll face it together. The safe house is 3 hours north, deep in territory that technically belongs to no pack. We drive through the night in a truck. KL hot wires from a parking lot 2 blocks from my ruined apartment. I should probably feel guilty about the theft. Instead, I watch him work with quick, efficient movements and feel something else entirely. Pride, maybe. Or just the bone-deep certainty that I've chosen right. The bond hums between us constant now, a thread of warmth connecting his heartbeat to mine. Every so often, he glances over like he's checking I'm still real, still here. I catch his hand and squeeze, and his shoulders drop a fraction, relief in increments. Tell me about the Northern Territories, I say. needing to fill the silence with something other than adrenaline crash. He's quiet for a moment. What do you want to know? Everything. What it looks like. How you ruled. What it was like before. I stop. Before the betrayal hangs unspoken. It's beautiful, he says finally. Mountains that touch the sky. Forests so old they remember when wolves were gods. Rivers that run silver in the moonlight. His voice softens. My people, the ones who stayed loyal, they're good. Strong. They deserve better than what happened. They'll get it. You'll make sure of that. We will. The correction makes my chest tight. We. Like I'm already part of this. Part of him. Maybe I am. The safe house turns out to be a cabin that's seen better decades. Wood siding gone gray with age. Shutters hanging crooked. Front porch sagging like a sigh. But it's remote. Hidden. Safe. KL kills the engine and sits for a moment, just breathing. How long since you've been here? I ask. 2 years. Maybe 3. He runs a hand over his face. I used to come here when court politics got too heavy, when I needed to remember why I was fighting. We grab our meager supplies and head inside. The interior is sparse but clean. Someone's been maintaining it. A main room with a stone fireplace, small kitchen, bedroom barely big enough for the bed it contains. Everything covered in dust but intact. Kale moves through the space with familiar efficiency, checking windows, securing doors. Alpha instincts on full display. I sink onto the couch and finally let myself feel it. The fear, the exhaustion, the reality of what just happened. I killed someone tonight. My knife in that wolf's shoulder might not have been fatal, but I drew blood with intent to harm, and I'd do it again, would do worse to protect him. When did I become this person? Hey. Kale kneels in front of me, hands on my knees. Where'd you go? I'm not who I was a week ago, I hear myself say. No, you're not. Does that scare you? He considers the question seriously. Should it? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. I look at our joined hands. A week ago I was nobody, invisible, content to stay that way. And now I'm what? Running from killers? Bonded to a cursed king? Planning to help reclaim a throne I've never seen? You're having second thoughts. No. The answer comes immediate and certain. I'm having first thoughts. Real ones. Not panic or adrenaline or instinct. Just thinking about what happens next. KL shifts to sit beside me, arm sliding around my shoulders. I lean into his warmth automatically. What happens next is we rest, he says. Then we plan. I have allies, people who went underground when the coup happened. We'll find them, build our strength. His hand tightens on my shoulder, and we'll break this curse, however long it takes. The black veins are spreading. I feel him tense. You noticed. Kind of hard to miss. I pull back enough to look at him. How long do you have? I don't know. Weeks, maybe. Months if I'm lucky. He traces the bond between us with one finger, like he can see it. But this you, it helps. The curse is slower when you're near. Then I'm not going anywhere. Mira. Not negotiable. I use his own words back at him. You're stuck with me, remember? For better or worse. Curse and all. He kisses my temple. What did I do to deserve you? You let me see you. Really see you. I thread my fingers through his. That's rarer than you think. We sit like that while the sky outside shifts from black to gray. Neither of us sleeps. Too keyed up. Too aware of how close we came to dying. Finally, as dawn breaks, Kale speaks. I need to contact my people. Let them know I'm alive. Will they believe you? Some will, some won't. He stands, pulling me up with him. But there's one who will, my cousin. She leads the resistance, what's left of it. Resistance? Wolves who refuse to accept the new regime, who've been fighting a guerrilla war for 6 months. Pride colors his voice. She's fierce, smart. If anyone kept hope alive, it's her. He uses a burner phone to make the call brief, coded, careful. When he hangs up, there's light in his eyes I haven't seen before. She's coming. 3 days. We'll meet in neutral territory. Those 3 days pass in a strange limbo. We fortify the cabin as best we can. Practice fighting together, learning each other's movements, strengths, weaknesses. I'm no warrior, but I'm fast. And I'm learning. At night, we sleep in the same bed. Nothing happens, both of us too raw, too uncertain. But the bond strengthens. I wake wrapped in his arms, his face buried in my hair. Wake to the sound of his heartbeat matching mine. Safe. For now. The meeting happens in an abandoned warehouse on the edge of pack territories. Kale's cousin arrives with an armed escort, 5 wolves, all battle-hardened, all loyal. She's tall, angular, with the same gold eyes as Kale. They light with recognition when she sees him. "You bastard," she breathes. "You're really alive." "Hello, Sarah." She crosses the space between them and punches him in the shoulder. Hard. 6 months. 6 months I thought you were dead. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry? She hits him again. I mourned you. I wore black. I've been leading a rebellion, thinking I was avenging. She stops. Sees me standing slightly behind Kale. Who's this? This is Mira. Kale reaches back, pulling me forward gently. My mate. Sarah's eyebrows shoot up. Your what? Mate. Bonded. Chosen. He says it with quiet pride. She saved my life. Sarah studies me with sharp, assessing eyes. I resist the urge to fidget, to make myself smaller. An omega, she says finally. Yes, you bonded with an omega. I bonded with Mira. His hand tightens on mine. There's a difference. Sarah's expression shifts. Something like approval. Good. The court could use someone who doesn't give a shit about politics. She extends her hand. Welcome to the chaos. I shake it. Thanks. I think. Over the next hours, Sarah fills us in. The coup was swift and brutal. Kale's beta, Marcus, had been planning it for years. Most of the council was compromised. The loyal wolves were scattered, hunted, forced underground. But we've been rebuilding, Sarah says. Slowly, carefully, we have maybe 200 fighters now. Not enough to take the capital, but enough to make Marcus nervous. What's his endgame? Kale asks. Power. What else? Sarah's mouth twists. He's declared himself Alpha King. The neighboring territories are watching, waiting to see if we'll descend into civil war or if he can hold the throne. He can't. Kale's voice goes cold. Absolute. That throne is mine, by blood and right, and the will of my people. Then we take it back. Sarah leans forward. But we need you visible, need the territories to see you're alive, that you're strong enough to lead. I'm cursed. End of quote. I notice the veins. Her eyes flick to his hands where black threads spider beneath the skin. Can it be broken? We're working on that. Work faster. We move in 2 weeks, whether you're ready or not. Marcus is planning a coronation ceremony trying to legitimize his claim. If we don't act then, we lose our window. 2 weeks. The timeline crashes over me like cold water. 2 weeks to break a curse that's been killing him for 6 months. 2 weeks to prepare for a battle that could end in all our deaths. We'll be ready, Kyle says. Sarah nods, stands. There's something else you should know. She hesitates, which seems unlike her. Your parents. They didn't die in the hunting accident like Marcus claimed. Kale goes absolutely still. What? Marcus killed them. Poisoned them slowly over months. Made it look like age and illness. Sarah's voice is gentle. I'm sorry. I thought you should know the truth. The bond flares with Kale's rage hot and terrible. I grab his hand, anchoring him, and slowly the fury banks to something controlled. Deadly. He'll pay for that, Kale says quietly. For all of it, yes. Sarah agrees. He will. The next 2 weeks are a blur of preparation and research. Sarah's network includes a witch-old, powerful, uninterested in pack politics, but fascinated by the curse. She examines Kale with clinical detachment, humming to herself. Impressive work, she says finally. Nasty but impressive. Whoever cast this knew what they were doing. Can you break it? I ask. Maybe. Breaking curses usually requires 3 things. Knowledge of how it was cast, a sacrifice of equal power, or, she eyes the bond between Kale and me, true love's consent. I blink. That's a real thing? All magic is belief made manifest, girl. And there's no belief stronger than love freely given. She taps Kale's chest where the veins are darkest. The curse feeds on isolation. Loneliness. It's designed to strip away connection until there's nothing left but death. Her smile is sharp, but you bonded anyway. Chose each other despite the curse. That's powerful. Might be powerful enough. What do we need to do? Kale asks. Simple. Accept the bond fully. Complete it in all ways. She waggles her eyebrows suggestively. I feel my face heat. Oh indeed. The bond is forming, but it's not finished. Complete it, and the curse won't stand a chance. She gathers her things. Do it soon, though. Those veins reach your heart. You're dead in days. She leaves us with that cheerful pronouncement. Kale and I look at each other. So, I say, that's not awkward at all. Despite everything, he laughs. This is not how I imagined our first time being decided. No, I was planning romance. Candles. Maybe some terrible poetry. He pulls me close. Not a clinical, magical prescription. I loop my arms around his neck. I don't need candles, Kale. I just need you. The kiss starts soft, tender. Then the bond flares, and tender becomes desperate, becomes necessary. We barely make it to the bedroom. Afterwards, lying tangled together in sheets that smell like us, I trace the veins on his chest. They're fading. Not gone, but definitely lighter. It's working, I whisper. You're working. He catches my hand, kisses my fingers. You're saving me. Again, we're saving each other. The bond between us is solid now, complete. I can feel his emotions as clearly as my own, his love, his fear for me, his determination to build us a future worth having. 2 days, he murmurs. Then we take back what's mine. Ours. I correct. Ours. The coronation ceremony Marcus planned becomes his downfall. He gathers the territories, thinking to cement his claim. Instead, Kale walks through those doors with Sarah's forces at his back and me at his side. The fighting is brutal but brief. Marcus's supporters crumble when they see Kale alive. See him strong. See him clearly blessed by the bond, the curse almost completely faded. Marcus himself doesn't go quietly. He shifts, lunges for Kyle's throat. I don't think. Just move. My wolf is small, but she's fast. I hit Marcus mid-leap, throwing off his trajectory. Kale finishes it one precise strike, and it's over. The new old Alpha King stands victorious. And the pack bows. All of them, even Garrett, who can't quite meet my eyes. Kale's hand finds the small of my back, public, proud, claiming me in front of everyone. This is Mira, he announces, voice carrying through the hall. My mate, my equal, your queen. The words ripple through the crowd. Queen. Not consort. Not ornament. Equal. Someone starts the howl low and respectful. Others join until the sound fills the space. Acceptance. Recognition. I stand straighter. Let them see me, all of me. The Omega who chose, who fought, who refused to be small. The actual coronation happens 3 days later under the full moon. It's nothing like the ceremony Marcus planned. No pomp, no political theater. Just the pack gathered in the ancient clearing where kings have been crowned for generations. Sarah presents Kyle with the crown simple silver, unadorned. He accepts it, then turns to me. I need a second crown, he tells her. She grins, produces one from behind her back. Already made. He takes it. Kneels in front of me while the entire pack watches. I don't need you to complete me, he says. Don't need you to make me strong. But I choose you anyway. Choose to build this kingdom with you. Choose to face every tomorrow knowing you'll call me out when I'm wrong and stand beside me when I'm right. He lifts the crown. Will you wear this? Not because I'm asking as your alpha, but because I'm asking as Kale. My throat is tight. Yes. He places the crown on my head, rises, kisses me while the pack erupts in howls and cheers. We rule together, king and queen, alpha and omega, equal. 6 months later, I find Kale in the garden he had built for me, a wild space full of native plants and hidden corners. He's reviewing reports, frowning at paperwork. You're scowling, I observe, settling beside him. The Eastern Territory is being difficult about trade agreements. Shocking. Alpha's being stubborn. However will we cope? He shoots me a look. You're not helping. I'm never helping. That's my charm. I pluck the papers from his hands. Also, you promised to take the afternoon off. I did no such thing. You did. Last night. Between the 2nd and 3rd. Okay. His ears go slightly red. I remember. I laugh. Love that I can still make him blush. We walk the garden paths, fingers intertwined. Everything is different now. The curse is gone, completely broken the night we completed the bond. The kingdom is healing, slowly rebuilding trust and strength. We have enemies still, but we have allies too, and we have each other. I was thinking, I say carefully, about the shelter. What about it? I want to rebuild it, make it better. A real sanctuary for wolves who need it. He stops walking, looks at me. You want to run a shelter? While being queen? Why not? Queens can have projects. I squeeze his hand. Plus, someone needs to look after the ugly pups everyone else ignores. His expression softens. Speaking of ugly pups, you were never ugly. Scarred, undersized. Nobody wanted me. I wanted you. I rise on my toes, kiss him softly. Still do. Even though you're all kingly and intimidating now. Intimidating? Terrifying. I shake in my boots daily. You're not even wearing boots. My metaphorical boots. He pulls me close, and the bond pulses warm between us. Home, safety, love. Thank you, he murmurs against my hair. For what? For seeing me. For choosing me when you had every reason not to. He pulls back enough to meet my eyes. For making me remember that strength isn't about being unchosen. It's about choosing anyway. I think about that girl in the shelter. The one who made herself small. Who believed being forgotten was safer than being seen. She's gone. Or maybe she's just evolved. Grown into someone brave enough to claim her space. Her voice. Her king. I didn't save a broken pup, I say softly. I found a king who needed a place to heal, and in doing so, I finally found my own throne. Kale kisses me deep and sure and full of promise. Somewhere in the distance, wolves howl. Our pack, our people, and we howl back. Together. The end. Thank you for listening to another emotional, magical shifter romance here on Tina Romance Library. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, so you never miss more powerful, heart-gripping romance stories.